willkommen, meine Damen und Herren. Ich begrüße Sie ganz herzlich zu Stahl Talk, die Talkshow auf Kampnagel in der B-CADEMY mit dem Thema Queer sein, was soll das? Und wie schlage ich daraus Profit? Und seid ihr eigentlich ganz normal? Wer von euch ist ganz normal?
Was bedeutet normal?
Ashraf, jeder hat ein Mikro.
Was bedeutet normal?
Ja, das ist eine gute Frage.
Also das ist die Frage, die ich immer frage.
Ja.
Oder immer diese Frage, die ich immer stelle. Also was bedeutet normal? Und ich glaube vor 2 Tagen habe ich das mit meiner Mutter darüber geredet. Natürlich, sie hat mich bis heute nicht akzeptiert. Und die Frage, ja, es ist eine Phase. Es ist in 2 Jahren kriegst du ja dann eine Frau und Kinder. Und ich so, nee, es ist nicht eine Phase. Und sie meinte, nee, das ist normal.
Genau.
Und war ich so, was bedeutet normal?
Ja. Deine Mutter hat die gleiche Meinung wie ich. Ich finde das auch ganz normal.
Nee, also bei normal hatte ich eher ein ganz anderes Thema im Kopf, dass durch Transition auch Normalität nochmal eine ganz neue Rolle spielen kann. Also ich habe früher schwul gelebt und da war das Thema in der Öffentlichkeit, Knutschen oder Händchen halten, doch nochmal ein anderes Thema. Und ich werde nicht vergessen, als ich meinen jetzigen Ehemann, mit dem ich in der Vorstadt lebe, kennengelernt habe, und der hat vorher auch schwul gelebt. Und ich war schon in Transition. Und wir standen einfach in der Öffentlichkeit, haben rumgemacht und es war kein Thema. Es war super entspannt. Und das war auch nochmal ein interessanter Aspekt zu merken. Auf der einen Seite ist es sehr, sehr unnormal, was wir sind, aber gleichzeitig bewegen wir uns zumindest auf den ersten Blick in eine gewisse Norm. Also auch das Norm kann so ein kurzer Schein sein, der auftaucht, in dem man sich reinbewegen kann, durch so etwas Unnormales wie eine Transition.
I think that's something we always forget, because normality is something we describe as a system we always see, so it gets normal for us. But I mean, often you see like a drag queen, a trans girl, like a non-binary on the street, it will get normal for us. So, not for us, but for the straight-centric society. And I guess the key is, it's hard to be out and proud, because as you told us, there's violence, there's going to be like bad mouthing behind you. But as often we are like out and proud, people will and have to see us, and this will become the new normal.
Spent all my work life among LGBT people all the time, and so for us, working there in our daily office routine, it's normal to be gay, lesbian, trans, what each of us is, or I mean some people are this, others are that, and all together we produce media for the community. But still, I think some people are, none of us is normal if you want, but it's a matter of perspective. So even when we have new employees, or for you, if you want to apply for a job, I tell people, don't be shocked, because everybody here is either gay, lesbian, trans. Once in a while we have some straight people, but usually we have 100% LGBT people working for us. And even when gays or lesbians start to work for us, they're totally shocked. It's too much for them. They miss people that are not gay for that sense, because they never worked in such a gay environment before. And so it's really tough for them.
I don't believe that.
Hey, why?
How can you miss straight people?
How can it be?
I mean, sometimes.
Is being queer a sexual orientation? If yes, which sexual orientation is it? And if not, what the hell means being queer for you?
Me personally, I think queer is not a sexual orientation, because like for me, my sexual orientation is like a gay cis man, even though I don't look like it. But
I thought you were totally a woman.
Huh?
I thought you were telling a woman you're shocked.
Because of my voice, right? But I think queer is more like this identity I have. Because I know a lot of gay men that say, I'm not queer because I just like to fuck a guy. And that's a difference for me. Because there are like a lot of men who have sex with men who don't identify with gay, who also not identify with queer, because queer is more like this political thing. I mean,
okay.
for me, queer is not like, okay, cool, I'm gay, I'm going to the gay club, blah, 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 which is boring as fuck. But queer for me is like knowing all the shades of the rainbow and being like aware of it and being aware of what's not heteronormative, because queer is everything what's not heteronormative. Like even a straight girl.
I'm queer too.
Yeah, in that case.
Listen and learn. That's really well explained.
For example, if I talk to my friends about Daria, sometimes I do, I said it's Daria. And I just avoid to define anything, it's Daria.
Just Daria.
Because I don't want to say she's a straight woman. That's the thing to me, I don't want to say, maybe you say you are, but because, and that's the word queer to me, it's about the fluidity. That is a part to me of queerness or of being queer. There's something not definable. And this is interesting to me. Though that it's not a sexual orientation, what your question was, it's something that is, you can grab it clear, you cannot, yes, and it should be that way. It should be not a Schublade.
Nowadays, in Germany at least, or in German-speaking countries, I came back to call myself lesbian.
Yeah, I know why. Yeah, but I don't know why.
First of all, nobody ever attacks you on the street with "you fucking queer." Or in Germany, you know, they say Dreckslesbe to me, not Drecksqueer, because those people don't know what queer means. In Germany or in German language, everybody knows what schwul und lesbisch means, and so I use these terms to let people know what I'm talking about and how I describe myself. And so I say also as a role models for others, and also to be true, I don't disguise myself as queer in the straight world. I say I'm a lesbian. In English-speaking countries, I might as well call myself queer.
Every time I speak queer, I have to drink.
Yes. Every time you say queer, you have to drink, but when we are in the process...
Only when we talk German and say queer, we have to drink.
Yeah. But we like the sherry, or don't we? I feel like I like it. Isn't it lovely?
I don't know how long I'm going to have.
Yes. Like black. There are different meanings in saying it in English, black, and saying it in German, oder? Is that true?
Also viele nennen mich farbig.
Black is black!
Danke.
Yeah.
So colored.
This is one opinion.
Like the word colored, I have a song. Und das Ding ist, the only color thing is my clothes. Nicht heute habe ich schwarz an. Today I wear black. Aber sonst bin ich farbig angezogen, weil farbig bin ich nicht.
Like, I'm not from Germany. I'm definitely a black American. And in America, black is fucking black.
Okay.
You are definitely not white.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And it's a totally different experience. I'm also gonna convolute this conversation as a cis male. I do not identify as a POC queer person. I am an old school black homosexual.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry, like, at the end of the day, like, there's something I have a problem with like these new kids as being like, I'm a queer POC. There's something diluted about that conversation. It all wants to like, person of color. Person of color is everything from like J-Lo to Nina Simone. You know what I'm saying?
So is a Latino a person of color? Would you say it like that?
No, I mean, a Latino can be a white person or a nigger. So it's like, Latino is everything across the board.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, being a fucking white Latino and being a black Latino is two different experiences. So these umbrella terms that we use mean fucking nothing. And also being in San Francisco so long, boys that sucked a dick in college one time will call themselves a queer, whereas I have to walk through the world as a gay man all day, you know? And I'm just like, I don't want to talk about our struggle together because you don't have the same fucking struggle. The problem I have with these umbrella terms is they dilute the conversation and they want to present this utopian idea of us all being uniform when really we're fucking not. You know what I'm saying? We're just not. And like, that's the problem I have with it. So that's why I started saying I'm an old school black homosexual. You know?
And there we are at one topic, what comes far behind, but I come, because I want to say, das ist falsch rum, sag mir denn keiner was. Also, ich bin ganz nicht. So, the
Queer.
Was? Ich hab gar nichts gesagt. Geil, jetzt wollen sich einfach alle besaufen.
I think that is something, coming back to the very beginning, that LGBT people have all in common, all over the world, no matter what culture they're from. This experience that you are somehow different from the others, within your family, within your friends, neighbors, schoolmates, in kindergarten or wherever. And that is this experience of being different and being in a minority. And here comes normal, you know, others from the being less, maybe you know one or two other people that you feel are like you, but you feel like you belong to a minority, you're not part of the majority. That is a certain experience that shapes you, and that makes you different from people that we call straight. I think the major difference is the experience they didn't have of being the other, being not meant, being from another planet somehow.
But is there a desire to be normal?
No, there's
and why
more,
not?
Yeah, no, there's more desire to find my way, to be myself, to find my right way for myself. And that is extremely, to me, it was extremely difficult because all these normality around me, heteronormativity and all these things, to find the way that I want to be in drag, or that I want to be in boy drag, or that I want to be myself, that I want to express myself in different situations. And I think that is the point, to become more and more myself. Not in a
self-confidence.
Yes, and not in an egoistic way, but in a way of, yes, that's me, and I want to be here, and I want to be in that way I want to be. I want to dress, I want to behave, I want to be surrounded by people with love and with friends. And I think that is the thing, and it's not the longing to be normal. No.
I think for me personally, this desire to be normal was like a big thing in my youth, like as a kid, you know, because for example, I consider myself like a European until like a white person points out that I'm not like white, like when they've asked me where I'm from. So for me it was like always like a big topic, like okay, being normal, like being regular, don't be like this moving target in society. But at the point where I found like my peer group, like queer people who dress like women, who do drag, who are like super faggoty and who are like super into everything what's affirmative, I found my new normal, and I found like this. So I guess it's true, yeah, I still long for being normal, but like my normal. Like where are the rest of me so I can find them? And I think this desire is like incorporated in every human being, because I mean we're social animals, so we need our peer group to survive. And I mean, we're here, I don't feel like triggered and stuff, I don't feel like so different, because this is for me like a case of normality that I can exist in.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Applause to that.
Yeah, I think there are different manifestations of femininity or masculinity with femininity. And okay, it looks like I'm a super star.
Darling!
And I am
fabulous!
And I am, and you respect Mama doing that, because if you're not, you should. But I think there are different manifestations of this femininity and masculinity. I consider the drag queen thing a trans manifestation.
But isn't it like in Brazil you have got this term travesty?
Yeah,
Isn't that like a little bit more diverse than in German, like in Europe?
It's something actually, because we say, because if I see you, I say travesti. I see you, I say travesti, 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 and we're super different. But it's like when I look at you and I say you travesti, I know the difference that we have from travesti, travesti. But we just travesti, viada. We are just travesti.
Yeah, do you think it's necessary to have drag queens?
People within the community accusing each other of putting a bad name to themselves, and I think it's all about self-hatred. If you don't have enough self-esteem to accept that people within your own community are different and want to dress up at whatever, it's a statement about them, not about you. As long as you don't make statements that are misogynist or transphobic or something, you can be whoever you like and still be part of that community. But because of the self-hatred, we cannot allow others to be so different, because we are all different as such. It's so hard to live with the difference of all of us within the community, and that's the big problem.
What's your dream of the future? What's your dream? What's your perspective?
Yeah, I always dreamed about that I have the possibility to let Nazis go up in flames, like whoosh, when I see them. So that's a personal idea. It's full of hatred and violence, I know. But for my personal life, I want peace and a garden and dogs. And
dogs?
Yes, and polyamorousy, I love it. Yes, with a lot of different persons.
Ja, Manuela, ich möchte noch kurz, wir haben hier vom Regie-Assi wirklich Stress. Sag mal kurz, was ist deine Utopie, was ist dein Wunsch?
Habt ihr den Film Wonder Woman gesehen? Ja. Diese Amazoneninsel, die ersten 45 Minuten. Da möchte ich leben, ganz einfach.
Alles klar. Ashraf, was sagst du?
In eine Stadt, wo also alles ist möglich. Einfach, also echt einfach. Also dass ich also überall Farbe sehen, überall verschiedene Leute von verschiedener Kultur sehen. Einfach.
Ja.
Das gibt nicht in der Welt bis heute.
Vivienne?
My utopia would be, I want the Star Trek fantasy Gene Roddenberry promised us. So
I'm with you there.
I want to be like the stars.
Okay.
Because humans are the worst.
You are the star of the night. And Jess, last word of the evening. Was ist deine Utopie?
My utopia is not normal to become normal.
Okay, cool. Vielen Dank, liebe Freunde, für diese Talkrunde.